It often begins in ways you might dismiss. You start holding the newspaper at arm's length. You squint a little more at the television. The nighttime headlights on the road feel sharper, almost blinding. And you say to yourself, well, that's just getting old. But what if it's not just age? What if part of the problem is something far more subtle, something missing from your plate? After 70, your eyes go through more than the world sees. They dry out more easily. They're more vulnerable to light, and they begin to lose the nutrients they once stored naturally. It's not your fault. Most people were never told that the eyes, delicate as they are, need very specific care as you age. And unlike wrinkles or gray hair, vision loss creeps in quietly. You don't notice it until it changes the way you live. The good news is, your eyes are still listening, still responding, still capable of clarity and strength. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated treatments. You need nourishment. And that nourishment begins with what you eat every day. Today, we're not just talking about food. We're talking about the 5 essential nutrients that science and centuries of wisdom have shown to support healthy vision well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. And we start with one of the most powerful protectors of your eyes, lutein and zeaxanthin. These aren't words you'll often hear at the dinner table, but they may be the reason some people in their 80s can still thread a needle, while others can no longer read the small print on a prescription bottle. Lutein and zeaxanthin are pigments found in the retina, specifically in the macula, the part responsible for sharp central vision. Think of them as your eye's natural sunglasses. They filter harmful blue light, reduce oxidative stress, and protect the tissues of the eye from age-related damage. And they don't just slow down the decline. Studies suggest that people with higher levels of these pigments in their diet have a significantly lower risk of developing macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Where can you find them? They're hiding in plain sight in the rich, green leaves of spinach, kale, collard greens, and even broccoli. They're present in corn, peas, and egg yolks. And the more color you see on your plate, especially yellows and dark greens, the more likely you're feeding your eyes what they crave. You don't need to eat a mountain of greens every day. Even just half a cup of cooked spinach a few times a week can make a measurable difference. A simple omelet with spinach and corn, and suddenly, breakfast becomes eye care. The path to better vision isn't paved in pills or surgeries. It begins with everyday choices. With a meal that whispers, I still want to see my loved ones clearly. I still want to read. I still want to look at the sky and notice every shade of blue. And you can, starting with the food already within your reach. It often starts at dusk. You're driving home and suddenly, the road doesn't look the same. The lines seem dimmer. The lights from oncoming cars flare in your eyes. You blink, hoping to sharpen the world again. But everything feels just murky. You might tell yourself it's the weather. Maybe your glasses need adjusting. But more often than not, the real issue lies deeper, in a deficiency that has quietly crept in: vitamin A. If you've ever had trouble seeing in low light, or if your eyes take longer to adjust when the lights go out, your body may be telling you it needs more of this essential nutrient. Vitamin A plays a critical role in maintaining the health of your retina, the part of your eye that detects light and sends images to your brain. Specifically, it helps your eyes adapt to darkness, a process called dark adaptation. When you don't have enough, that adjustment becomes slower, until eventually it becomes dangerous. What's even more concerning, after age 60, your ability to absorb and convert vitamin A from food begins to decline. That means even if you're eating well, your eyes may still be running on empty. But don't worry, vitamin A is not hard to find, once you know where to look. Carrots are the popular choice, and yes, they help. But even better sources include sweet potatoes, pumpkin, butternut squash, and beef liver, which is one of the most concentrated natural sources of vitamin A. For a plant-based option, go for dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, or red and orange vegetables like bell peppers. Your body can convert the beta-carotene in these foods into the active form of vitamin A it needs. And here's something many people forget. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means it's best absorbed when eaten with a little healthy fat. A drizzle of olive oil on your roasted carrots or some avocado with your salad turns your meal into medicine. It's a small step, but a profound one. Because when you can walk confidently at night, when you can see your grandchildren's faces in a dimly lit room, when you no longer fear losing your way in the dark, that's not just vision, that's freedom. It's easy to forget how deeply our eyes shape our daily lives, until they begin to fail us. But you don't have to wait until then. Every bite you take is a message to your body, a promise that you still care, and that even now, you're choosing to protect the light within you. There's a certain discomfort many older adults don't speak about. It's not painful, exactly, but it's persistent. Your eyes feel gritty, like there's sand beneath your eyelids. You blink more often. You might even find yourself using artificial tears, again and again, for a bit of relief that never seems to last. This, for many people over 65, is the invisible burden of chronic dry eyes. What most don't realize is that dry eyes aren't just annoying. They're a warning sign that the tear film protecting your vision is thinning. That inflammation is beginning to break down the barrier that keeps your eyes comfortable, moist, and safe. And one of the most powerful natural protectors against this? Omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats, found primarily in cold water fish, are essential for reducing inflammation throughout the body, including in the eyes. They help strengthen the oil layer of your tear film and preventing tears from evaporating too quickly. They nourish the delicate structures of the retina, and they may even help delay the progression of age-related eye diseases. If you've ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s still have clear, comfortable vision, look no further than their plate or their coastline. Because the richest sources of omega-3s include salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring, trout. Even just 2 servings of oily fish per week can provide enough EPA and DHA, the key forms of omega-3s, to improve eye comfort and reduce dryness. Don't eat fish? You can still support your eyes with plant-based options like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and algae oil. Though these provide ALA, a form of omega-3 that's not quite as potent as what you get from fish. And here's the gentle truth. Omega-3s don't just help your eyes, they help your heart, your brain, your joints, your mood. It's like one gift, given many times over. But for your eyes, the gift is clarity, moisture, ease, no more blinking through discomfort, no more rubbing at dry lids, just the quiet pleasure of seeing clearly, comfortably, and without strain. You've earned that ease, and it's closer than you think, waiting on your dinner plate. As we grow older, it's not just our bones or muscles that weaken. The eyes, too, begin to lose their resilience. You may notice it first when your vision becomes more sensitive to glare, or when it takes longer to recover after looking at bright lights, or when your once clear field of view begins to show subtle distortions, like a ripple in a pond. These may seem like minor nuisances, but they often hint at deeper changes. A slow breakdown of the collagen, blood vessels, and protective tissues inside the eye. That's where vitamin C comes in. Not as a magic pill, but as a silent guardian. Vitamin C is one of the most powerful antioxidants your body has. And for your eyes, especially the lens and the connective tissue around the retina, it plays a critical role. It helps prevent oxidative damage caused by sunlight and pollution, maintain the structure of the eye's lens, reducing the risk of cataracts, support the health of tiny blood vessels in the retina, lowering the chances of age-related macular degeneration, AMD. Many studies have shown that people with higher dietary intake of vitamin C are less likely to develop severe vision loss as they age. But here's the beautiful part. Vitamin C is everywhere. if you know where to look. You'll find it in oranges, kiwis, strawberries, and grapefruit, red and yellow bell peppers, broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts, guava, one of the richest sources of all and because vitamin C is water-soluble, your body doesn't store it. That means you need to replenish it every single day. Just 1 cup of chopped red bell pepper, for instance, provides more than 150% of your daily needs. Not only does it brighten your plate, it quietly shields your vision from the wear and tear of time. Some people underestimate this nutrient, thinking it's just for colds. But those who age well, with bright eyes and confident steps, know the truth. Vitamin C is one of the gentlest forms of defense nature offers. You won't feel its work, but you'll see its results. A slower decline, a sharper gaze, a continued connection to the details of life. Think about this. Every time you open your eyes to the world, the sunlight, the screens, the dust in the air, your vision is under subtle attack. Tiny molecules called free radicals bounce around inside your body, damaging cells, weakening tissues, and accelerating aging. And your eyes? They're among the most vulnerable. Over time, this invisible stress builds up, and if left unchecked, it contributes to some of the most feared eye conditions after 70. Age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, blurry, weakening vision. That's where vitamin E steps in. It doesn't shout, it doesn't sting like medication, but it works quietly and powerfully to neutralize the damage. Vitamin E is one of the body's most effective fat-soluble antioxidants. Its job is simple: protect the membranes of your eye cells from deterioration. Think of it as a gentle shield, a layer of calm in a storm of oxidative chaos. And the research supports this. Studies, including those from the age-related eye disease study AIDS, show that vitamin E, especially when combined with vitamin C, zinc, and beta-carotene, can slow the progression of macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of blindness in older adults. But how do you get this powerful nutrient into your life? Here's the good news. Vitamin E is found in rich, wholesome, everyday foods, especially those with healthy fats. Try incorporating almonds and sunflower seeds, spinach and Swiss chard, avocados, wheat germ oil, hazelnuts, even a spoon of peanut butter. And don't be afraid of the fat, because vitamin E needs fat to be absorbed properly. That's why meals that combine greens and healthy oils, like a salad with olive oil, are more than just tasty. They're therapeutic. And here's something else to remember. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, your body stores vitamin E, so you don't need massive doses. Just consistent, mindful intake. Every handful of almonds, every slice of avocado on toast, every spoon of nut butter. They aren't just feeding you, they're fortifying your sight. And sometimes the greatest healing happens in the smallest, quietest choices we make, again and again, until one day we realize we still see clearly, we still see joy. We still see the people we love with the same eyes that have carried us through a lifetime. By now, you've learned about the defenders: lutein, vitamin C, omega-3s, vitamin E, each one fighting to preserve the light in your eyes. But even the best defenders are useless if they don't show up at the right place at the right time. That's where zinc comes in. Zinc is not a star player, not flashy, not widely discussed in commercials. But without it, your body can't properly absorb or move many of the nutrients your eyes desperately need. It's like the postman of your body, delivering vital nutrients to the retina, transporting vitamin A, supporting enzymes that protect your eye tissue, and ensuring the delicate processes of your vision work smoothly. As we age, our ability to absorb zinc declines. That means even if you eat a balanced diet, your eyes might not be getting what they need. And this matters, because zinc plays a critical role in preventing night blindness and slowing the progression of macular degeneration, especially when combined with other antioxidants. In fact, a landmark study by the National Eye Institute found that taking zinc with vitamin C, E, and beta-carotene reduced the risk of advanced AMD by 25%. That's not a small number. That's the difference between staying independent and not. So where can you find this quiet hero? Zinc-rich foods include oysters, nature's most zinc-dense source, beef and lamb, especially grass-fed varieties, pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds, chickpeas, lentils and beans, cashews and almonds, whole grains like quinoa and oats. If you're vegetarian or don't eat red meat, it's especially important to monitor your zinc intake, as plant-based sources are a bit harder to absorb. In such cases, a small zinc supplement with a doctor's guidance might be a wise step, but be gentle. Too much zinc can interfere with copper levels and even suppress immunity. This isn't about loading up, it's about creating the right balance so your eyes, your brain, and your body can work in harmony. Because it's not just the nutrients that matter, it's whether they reach the places where healing is needed most. Zinc ensures they do. You've made it this far. You've listened, you've learned, and maybe you've remembered things you used to do for your health. But let's slip away. Or perhaps you've just discovered for the first time that your eyes, even in your 70s, still have the power to heal. Let's bring it all together. These 5 essential nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, vitamin A, omega-3s, vitamin E, and zinc, they're not rare. They're not locked in bottles on expensive shelves. They live in your kitchen. They grow in your garden. They wait for you on quiet shelves at the market, tucked inside greens, seeds, nuts, fruits, fish, and grains. You don't need a radical change. You don't need to eat like a monk or spend like a millionaire. You just need a gentle shift. In attention, in routine, in care. Maybe it's swapping white bread for whole grains. Maybe it's adding avocado to your salad. Maybe it's choosing sardines or lentils once or twice a week. Small, kind decisions that ripple across the days until your vision steadies, your world brightens, your confidence returns. Because aging doesn't mean surrender. It means learning to nourish the parts of you that quietly carried you for decades, including your eyes. So I ask you now, from one pathwalker to another, what's one thing you'll do differently starting today? Share it in the comments. Not just for you, but for someone else who may need to hear your voice, your courage, your gentle reminder that it's not too late. And if this video helped you, please follow Golden Pathways. We create each video with the hope that someone, maybe you, will feel seen, understood, and empowered. Your journey matters, and we're honored to walk beside you.